Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another segment of Asaph Cafe. I am your host, Asaph Adonai, and affectionately on my left, our aging rocker Emmett. And we're going to do another one-on-one. This time, we're on the religious drama, the CBS religious drama, Touched by an Angel. Isn't that cool?
It's now on Me TV at 9 o'clock, and often I forget to watch it because it used to be on 6 o'clock as well. Oh, no. Maya, I can't believe I
Well,
forgot.
just grab those napkins there under the angels, right here.
What I need is this as well.
Okay.
I forgot to get it. Yeah, I wasn't able to do last week's show because of terrible allergy.
You know, you can scoop that inside under the table and it won't even be seen, I don't think. Just sit here close to me and bring that under the table and it should be out of sight. Go ahead. I mean the trash can. Just,
Yeah.
yeah. There you go. We'll try to get through this if possible.
I wasn't able to do last week's show.
That's okay. We did it last night, but it was just totally different.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring the trash can close to you and just sit closer toward me. There you go. There you go. You're right up under the lovely young Monica, the angel. All right, you want me to start us off then?
Yes.
God, thank you for this day. Help Emmett get through this program, clear his allergies, and help me and just bless our show.
Yeah.
Amen. So anyway, we're on the set of Touched by an Angel, and let's do some trivia. Can you name the three angels?
The one I'm in the middle is Monica.
Okay.
This one is Tess, and that one is this too much.
Andrew.
Yeah, Andrew is
Yeah.
here. He's the angel of death.
That's correct. Now, for the television audience, I'm going to tell their names in real life. Andrew, his name was John Dye.
Mm-hmm.
We lost him a few years back.
Hmm.
And the angel in the middle, that's Roma Downey. She's also in the movie The Son of God. Did you see that?
Yes, that was a very good
Yeah,
movie.
we'll talk about that. And then, of course, on the right of the screen, Della Reese.
Mhm.
Della Reese was a singer, primarily
Yep.
known for her singing.
Yep.
She sang all through the 40s and 50s
Yep.
and things like that. Had a lot of hit records and things like that.
Really, she passed away.
Yeah, she's gone now.
Yeah.
So, but she was quite the singer. I mean, she did a lot of concerts. She did a lot of religious music and secular music and things like that. She was quite the singer. Quite the singer. So anyway, we're on the set of Touched by an Angel, and that was the name of the series. The series lasted for 9 seasons.
Whoa, 9 years then.
9 years. They introduced Andrew's character in season 2, but he was a recurring character. And then from season 3 to 9, they had him on the series. So this was quite the show. Now, I admit, I didn't always agree with everything I saw on the show. But I appreciated this show because it had some positive things and it exposed people to some mild truths about God.
Yeah.
See that you gonna make it there?
Make it where?
Yeah, you're gonna make it there. Your allergies.
I don't know. I thought. Oh.
Well, just do the best you can.
Yeah. I thought with the antibiotics I took, I thought it cleared it up, but sometimes I still have attacks.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah, especially when it's going into this fall weather. Yeah. Last week I couldn't do the show at all.
That's okay, I understand. I just really love this.
Oh, yeah.
This guy's in love with you.
When did the show first air? When was its first episode? Do you remember the
94.
94?
Yeah.
And then it ended, I guess, 2003.
Yeah.
Yep. On CBS. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I can't remember whether I was watching it on CBS or whether... No, it was on the Hallmark Channel for a while as well. They used to have a Hallmark Channel, which they don't anymore.
Yeah, I think it went to Hallmark eventually after it ended on CBS or something like
Yeah, a relative turned me on to it and said, hey, this is a very nice show, it's wonderful. So and I'd heard about it, I decided to see it for see what it was like. And I liked it. I don't love the series, but I like the series, and if I can remember to watch it on MeTV, I watch it on Sunday at 9 o'clock, but often I'm preparing for bed, I don't seem to stay up that late anymore, but I like it. It's very nice.
It's a very clean show, and I really,
That's one reason I like it. But I have to take an issue with its political correctness. It really didn't talk about repentance or Jesus or having anything where a sinner is weeping in the confessional and the evil one is after him. Don't confess your sins.
No, not necessarily. I mean, like we talked about, what's impressive about this series, it was on a major network, CBS.
Yeah.
And of course, you can't, when it comes to television shows, especially even before the political correctness thing came out, you can only go so far. So this show was able to go beyond, if you think about it, it was able to go beyond what other religious shows of the past were able to do and get messages about God.
Interesting.
So that's how I look. That's my take on it, But they did have one episode where, wait, let me make sure I'm saying that right. I have to scratch that story. I'm thinking something else. But this show here, it did go further in getting these messages from God to people who are in distress and stuff. So that was pretty cool. Yeah. And then, of course, everybody goes to heaven, obviously, in this show because they can't talk about hell.
And I wish they would have.
Well, perhaps, but it's like you don't want to offend anyone. But you want to get as much truth out as you can, I guess is the way to put it.
True. Sometimes the gospel message is a stumbling block to people that don't want to hear about that. So.
That's true. I mean, this show probably wouldn't be able to tell the full gospel, but it did. It did have some positive messages.
Oh yeah,
it did have something like God loves you. God wants to help you. This and that. People had burdens and things, and they cast their burdens on the Lord, and it covered that.
Yeah.
So, I guess we could be thankful for that.
Yeah.
And, Andrew showed up on the scene and comforted people when they're about to go to the next life.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I guess it just depends how you look at it. I think that they got away with it as far as they could for the time.
Yeah.
With what television allows. Because normally, when you just straight up talk about Jesus or whatever, the networks really frown on that.
Yeah. Thing is, if you remember the Peanuts Christmas special, they were able to give the gospel message at the end. Yeah,
they sneaked that in there, say the account of the birth of Christ.
Right. Christmas.
And I read the biography of Charles Schulz. He got all kind of resistance.
Oh yeah.
Before he was going to put that in there, he was advised not to do it. And it was just coming at him everywhere. But he stood his ground and put that biblical account in there. And you know what? Because of that went on to become the #1 cartoon.
Yep.
Because of that biblical
account. Yes.
So people, I think it's more the networks and the executives that freak out over things like that,
I was even thinking, though, just after it, maybe in 2003 when it ended, they could have made Touched by an Angel the movie and just had independent filmmakers make a movie about the full gospel message about someone repenting, the evil one coming after them, maybe someone repenting in the confessional who had been away for a while and these angels were fighting over this man's soul versus the evil one. That would have been cool. And then finally prays the sinner's prayer with weeping and repentance because he had led a horrible life. Finally goes to confession, and finally Andrew comes and saves his soul and comes when he's about to die. That would have been perfect.
Well, maybe somebody will do that. But speaking of that,
they could have made a movie in the theaters, and it probably would have been absolutely very popular. Well,
there is one movie that kind of touched on that.
Yeah.
It's a movie from the past. I don't remember its title, but they had an actor on there who was supposed to pray the sinner's prayer in the film. And what he wound up doing was he prayed it in real life when he shot that scene.
Cool.
His name was Grant Goody. He was one of the actors on a television show called 8 is Enough.
Yep.
The oldest
Mm-hmm.
son. Well, he was an actor.
Yeah.
And he was going to pray the sinner's prayer in this scene. I can't remember the name of the film, but they use it, and they always show it in these like TBN and Christian things. But what happened was when he went to recite that prayer, he actually prayed it in real life in front of the camera.
Whoa.
And they caught it on film. So this actor who was going to pray the sinner's prayer as an actor
actually came to crash for real. Wow.
He actually, when he waited till his scene was going to come up where he was going to pray that sinner's prayer, and he prayed it for real.
Wonderful.
They all thought he was acting, I guess,
Yeah.
because shooting that scene. But no, he prayed it for real, in that
Yeah.
scene. So I just find that interesting.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the name of the movie. It had something to do with the second coming of Christ.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
But I just found that interesting that it's funny how God can work.
It is. Another movie I really liked was called God's Not Dead.
I've heard of it.
Oh, I have that. I've seen it in the theater and I have it. It's wonderful. For those who don't know, it was based on a real account. It was based on a true life story, real events that really happened.
Really?
Yeah. Basically, there was this kid, this freshman coming into college, and he was going to take a philosophy class.
I see.
His philosophy teacher was a strict atheist.
Oh, really?
Yep. And I said, and this kid, this freshman, was a Christian. And ironically, the atheist professor was played by Kevin Sorbo, who is actually a devout Christian. Yep. And Kevin Sorbo's character, this atheist, said, "You know what? I don't want a whole bunch of religious debates here in class. We all know that diseases aren't from God, they're from bacteria and everything. So rather than get bogged down in religious this and that, before we start our classes, at the beginning of this year, I want you to write down on a piece of paper, and I will collect it, God is dead." He started collecting all of them, so we can get this out of the way, Well, this Christian kid said, I'm a Christian. I can't do this. I'm a Christian.
Right.
And finally, he wrestled with it and decided, you know what? If you want, Professor, I'd like to put God on trial. I would like to be the defense attorney that proves the existence of God. You will be the prosecutor.
Okay.
The rest of the class will be the jury.
Oh, okay.
So, he spent his whole year trying to prove to this very hostile professor the existence of God, that God exists. God is not dead. And basically, this professor is so hostile to this kid and so hostile to religion and hostile to God and angry and enraged. Finally, I don't want to reveal the ending, and if people don't know the ending, they've never seen it, but it is a gripping movie.
And it was called God is Not Dead?
Yeah, God is Not Dead.
Okay. Well, talking about...
it was a great film.
Talking about religious movies, also, Roma Downey, she played... This might interest you. She played Mary. The mother of Jesus and the Son of God.
I saw The Son of God in theater. I have that on DVD too. It's a wonderful
I do too
film.
now, finally. I like it. It may not have. It may not
I
have
know.
been quite as intense as
The Passion of the Christ.
Passion of Christ, but I really liked it, and I was impressed with Roma Downey's performance as Mary, and I was impressed with the other characters.
Oh yeah, they're very good. Yeah.
Of the show, so.
Yeah.
That was. I just like religious films.
Same here.
I really
if they're
do.
done well.
If they're done, and they may take artistic license. I understand that.
Yeah.
But if a lot of them, when they take artistic license, they believe they're telling the story. Like the Prince of Egypt, the cartoon.
Yeah.
They still told the story of Moses, they took some artistic license.
Yeah. Did you see the movie? I can't even remember what it was called. I think it was called The Ark or Noah or something. It was.
Yeah, I know of it. I think you and I talked about that once before, where that just didn't.
Oh, it was so bad. I saw it in the theater. They took so much artistic license. They did not tell the story.
Yeah.
It was a disaster, I thought.
I didn't see it, but I know of it, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, I know of it. That was supposed to represent Noah's...
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you imagine how scary that must have been
for
real?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, think about Bill Cosby. You know, he
Yeah.
did his Noah's Ark story. Did you ever see that?
No, I never did.
Well, it was this is back in the '60s. It was more like a recording, a comic recording. And so he tells the story of Noah's Ark. He says Noah was just out in the yard one day.
Yep.
And doing some work. Voomba, 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 ding! And that ding represents God. He says, Noah. And Noah's like, who's this? It's the Lord, Noah. Right. And it was nothing blasphemous. It was just pure funny, but it told the story of Noah's Ark. And so Noah goes back to work, right? Voomba, 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 ding! Noah.
Yeah.
And so Noah says, yes, Lord, I want you to build an ark. What's an ark?
Yeah.
Because, it never rained in Noah's time. And so in this routine with Bill Cosby, it just went on about the conversation between God and Noah. And the Lord wanted Noah to build an ark. I want you to build an ark because I'm going to make it rain for 4,000 days and drown them all out. 4,000, catch that?
Yep.
So Noah says, well, I got a better idea. Why don't you just let it rain for 40 days and let the sewers back up and drown them? Well, it's comedy.
Yeah.
But see, the thing is, it did pretty much tell the story of Noah, that Bill Cosby routine. You ought to hear it sometimes. It's called Noah's Ark.
Interesting.
It's really funny. And what's funny about how that was very clean. It was
exactly
just wholesome. It didn't have any innuendos.
Right.
It was just clean comedy, And I'm going somewhere with that. Not only just clean comedy, but these religious movies and stuff. They do take artistic license, but as long as they can tell the story,
right?
I think that that's fine.
Yeah.
And it's good that these people can do that on television, I think.
It is.
Now, maybe someday they'll be able to make a movie somewhere on television where they can actually tell the gospel,
Actually, they did. There was a miniseries in the 1970s called Jesus of Nazareth.
I've heard of it.
That was fantastic.
Okay, I didn't see it.
It was always during 10 hours, and it was always like during a Holy Week. It told the story of Jesus from his birth, his preaching, his miracles, to his death and resurrection and ascension.
Really?
It was real good. I have it on DVD. It was well acted, well done. I mean, it was gripping. So they actually did a 10-part miniseries. I think it was made in like 1975 or 76. I can't remember, but it was wonderful.
Okay, I didn't see it.
Fantastic. The score was incredible. The person that played Jesus, incredible. And they did a pretty graphic, crucifixion scene where the passion and death, and it wasn't as graphic as the passion of the Christ.
Okay.
But it was graphic for that time. And it's like, wow, it was always during Holy Week, the Catholic time of Holy Week, and it was just gripping. What a way to conclude the Lenten season for a Catholic and celebrate Holy Week than that. And of course, the Passion narrative was on Good Friday, of course.
I see.
And the resurrection, I think, was like on Holy Saturday. And, it was, wow. Just I love it.
I see. Cool. Okay, I didn't see that.
Yeah. They made a sequel that I've never seen. Okay. I saw bits of it. I didn't think it was religious enough. Maybe because I wasn't watching or paying attention. It was called AD. It was by the same people that made Jesus of Nazareth.
It just AD.
Yeah, AD. It was picked up where Jesus of Nazareth left off and where they had the early church.
Oh.
And, St. Paul's conversion and the early church and the early apostles preaching. And then it ended with the death of St. Peter, who was crucified and taken down. And then that's how it ended.
Okay, I know of it, but I've not seen it.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen that too. I guess I kind of got bored because it had so much political intrigue with the Romans and the Roman Caesar and it had the gospel bits and parts of it, but it's like I'm going, the gospel should be the main focus. Maybe it was, maybe I don't know.
Well, but if you're going to tell
Yeah.
someone's life story, the gospel may not necessarily always be part of
Yeah.
that. Like, say if they're going to do a story,
Yeah.
say on the Galatians or something,
Yes.
I don't know, or the epistles maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just a thought.
Yeah, interesting.
I did go through the book of the Galatians
Uh-huh.
recently, and it's interesting. It talked about faith in Christ
Oh, it did, yeah.
versus the works of the law.
Exactly. Very.
That
The Mosaic Law.
Yeah, and
St.
I
Paul was talking about the
caught that,
Mosaic
and-
Law, yeah.
Yeah, the book of Galatians, all 6 chapters covered that pretty much. And,
Exactly.
It was.
Yeah.
When you go through that, it just talks about, you're justified by faith in Jesus Christ, not the works of the law.
The
Because-
Mosaic Law, because
Yeah,
it used
if
to
you
be.
go by the law, you have to keep that whole law, and if you offend
Yeah.
one, like the book of James says, if you
Exactly.
offend one, you're guilty of all.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Just food for thought.
Exactly.
They're gonna tell you, live by the law anyway.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we can't even keep 10 commandments, not
I know.
thinking about the other 613 laws
Yeah.
that they had in the Old Testament. So
Yeah.
just food
And
for thought.
dietary regulations, what you could eat, what you
Yeah,
couldn't,
all of that. Yeah, I think you and I are probably breaking that right now, drinking the secret
Oh, yeah.
ingredient.
Yep. Like we can eat pork. And I love pork, by the way.
I like pork too, but I don't eat it a lot.
Nor do I, but I can
not
have it.
necessarily for religious reasons, just
Yeah.
more just dietary reasons. But
Yeah.
I don't think it's wrong to eat.
No, it's not.
Now, I know some people frown on it. So, like, if you're going to have certain people, like I had a Jewish fella visit.
Oh,
me
absolutely.
once, and we're good friends. And before he came over, I had already started cooking the pork. So
Yeah.
I said, I can put this away while you're here.
Right.
I'll just eat it some other time. He said, no, don't worry about it, Asaph. This
yeah,
is
yeah.
your home. And I started cooking it. But I was not unmindful because he was
Right.
a wonderful Jewish brother and so on.
Yeah,
He's a
definitely.
Wonderful person, but
Yeah.
I was still embarrassed. The only reason why I was cooking that pork is I didn't have much to eat at
Right.
home. So it's not like I was like,
Right.
just splurging on it.
Yeah. There were a couple of episodes of Touched by an Angel I really liked. Some I really did like. One was, it was a pretty scary episode where this one man had lost his faith and he had just an kernel of faith, and the evil one was after him to try and take him to hell, almost to hell or something like that, and he wanted the angels to help him. The angels were helping him, and he was almost getting possessed or some weird thing, and the devil was after him. That was a good episode.
I didn't see that one.
That was a very gripping episode. That was
That
a
was
good.
Touched by an Angel?
They finally got that. They almost got that. That was cool.
Yeah, there's spiritual warfare. going on
Exactly.
everywhere.
And they were talking about spiritual warfare, and
In that
they had a few
episode,
others
yeah.
like that.
Mhm.
They had one interesting one. There was an angel in training. An angel had just been created, and I can't remember her name.
Yeah, I think I know which one you're talking about. I can't think of the name.
But anyway,
Valerie Bertinelli was the actress, I think, that played that angel that you're talking about.
yeah, it was the one where these three had to protect this one teenager who had a broken home from going to a rave.
Okay.
You know what a rave is? A rave, and the drugs and
All right,
the
then
whole.
I'm thinking a different angel then.
Yeah.
Because they had a lot of actors in this show that played angels, and
Yeah.
archangels, and things like that.
Unfortunately, and this other angel, was just in this saying, I'm an angel," but she went to the rave and unfortunately got hooked on the drugs, and she lost her powers. And she begged God for forgiveness, and this one teenager, was trying to commit suicide about taking the truck and just driving it off the cliff. Finally, she said, "Forgive me, Lord, forgive me. I can't believe," and she was restored to her powers. That was a good one.
That's the theme to Touched by an Angel. I don't know if you noticed
Yeah,
it or not.
and that was a good one. I like those kind. They even
Well,
made.
the pilot episode that started the
Yes.
series, I happened to see it recently. They had a scene where
Yeah.
Monica was on her first assignment.
Uh-huh.
So she was
Oh yeah.
following this little boy.
Uh-huh.
He must have been maybe about 9 or 10
Mhm.
years old. And he went into this alleyway, and there was
Yeah.
these bully kids
Oh, yeah.
coming up. And the little boy had a
Uh-huh.
handbag. So the angel was hovering over the little boy, right?
Uh-huh.
And watching. So the one kid, he pulls out this like switchblade. Give me that bag, right? So the boy puts the backpack down, and when the other kids go to lift it,
Yeah.
he couldn't lift it. It was
Yeah.
too heavy. the angel had caused the bag to be too heavy.
Yep.
So then, all of a sudden, the boy takes his knife. He's going to try to cut the bag, right? You know how these kids are in real life. And so then the angel appears and says, "Bless you." The angel appears and says to the boys, "That does not belong to you."
Yep.
And you know, there's always going to be this one kid that's going to try to challenge somebody, right? So he's got his knife out, right? And so the angel grabs the blade because the angel's not going to get hurt. You know, he's not going to get cut. So the boy has this little knife. It was like a switchblade, you know? So the angel, Monica grabs the knife, yanks it out of his hand, right? And then she throws the knife up in the air and it disappears. And so then the boys freak out. So let's get out of here. So they run away real quick out of fear.
Yep.
Isn't that something? That was quite a scene.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, they had that wind blowing, you know, the wind and stuff to represent the angel showing up and appearing in front of these kids, to tell these kids that what they were doing was wrong.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that. Just.
There was one interesting one. It wasn't my favorite, but it wasn't bad. It was kind of one of the more politically correct ones.
Well,
but this is one where they introduced a disabled angel. I liked that one, who was borderline mentally challenged. I liked that episode. That was interesting, where there was this one elderly woman had beautiful flower gardens, and there was going to be, you know, a center for the mentally challenged, a group home for the mentally challenged, and people with Down syndrome. And anyway, she and the other neighbors didn't want those people in their neighborhood.
I think I saw that.
Yeah, and anyway, this disabled angel, I can't even remember his name, was trying to help, you know, this woman get over affairs and that kind of thing. She finally had a stroke. And became disabled, and finally she came to accept the Down syndrome people, and because this angel revealed to her, yes, I am disabled, but I'm also an angel. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked that.
Yeah, I can see that.
And even this angel, the disabled angel, asked, you know, Monica or whatever, why would God create a disabled angel? And I guess the response was, maybe they're needed or something like this.
Yeah.
I liked that one.
Yeah. But overall, this show was a fun show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I was always fascinated by Andrew, you know, when he was about to take someone to heaven. And I know it's sad when a person dies. Like, I saw this clip where this one guy accidentally got shot. They were in this room or something. There was this gun sitting on a table, and the gun fell off the table and discharged and shot one of the boys in the chest.
Yep.
And so while he was gasping for air, about to die, Andrew appears and says, "I'm here to take you home."
Yep.
You know, just stuff like that.
Yeah.
But this was just such a fun show.
It was.
I really liked it. This
Oh,
show.
yeah.
And I have it in my collection at home too.
Oh, good.
I do. I have the pilot episode and I think the 100th episode.
Oh, wonderful. I have several on tape myself that I record on VHS, you know.
Yeah, I've got the VHS, the case with their pictures on it and things like that. So.
You don't have any of the complete seasons, do you?
No, just one or two episodes, but...
I have several, actually. It kind of grows on you. Even though it's not my favorite show, it grows on me. It's, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd rate it a 7.
Yeah, I'd maybe give it an 8.
I'd give it as a... I mean, movies like The Passion of the Christ or, you know, Jesus of Nazareth, that's a 10, yeah.
With the Passion, but I'm impressed that they got it with as far as they did with the messages, some messages about God, which had some truths and things like that. You know.
I wonder if
in 9 seasons. I was really surprised because when I first watched this, I'm like, oh, Bill, I don't know how long they're going to get away with this before they.
Yep.
But they didn't.
Yeah, I wonder if anyone found the Lord because of that series.
I don't know.
You never know.
It's entirely possible.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they did some good, you know, helping people know that God is with them in their trials and tribulations, even near death or family breakups and divorce. I mean, maybe it helps some people, and if it can help even one person, the whole series is worth it, you know.
Yeah, so that's true. That's true. But you know, Della's gone now, and John's gone now, and you know, the generations come and go, and they pass. Have you ever really heard Della sing?
No, I don't think
I mean, this lady did concerts
Oh,
all around the world.
She sang on Touched by an Angel sometimes.
Yeah, but I mean, she did her regular concerts.
Oh.
Concerts.
Oh.
Yeah, she had hit records and everything.
I did not know that.
Yeah, she.
How old was she when she passed then?
She might have been like in her early 80s, maybe.
Oh, interesting.
I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
But no, this lady spent her life singing. That's what she was best known for. Way before.
Well, I did not know that.
She would sing, doing concerts. She would do gospel music.
Yeah.
She would do secular songs. She sang in front of orchestras and all kinds of. And was always on television singing.
Yeah.
She even and had probably a slew of awards because she, did her television concerts and so on. So, God bless her. She's gone now. She was an ordained minister, I understand, too, in real life.
Oh, I did not know that, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what her beliefs were, because there are a lot of people in Hollywood that have these credentials or whatever, and you don't know if they're really talking the true gospel, but... And I'm not here to pick on Della, because I don't know her beliefs as a minister, but from what I understand, she was a minister, too.
There are some liberal churches that allow women to be ministers,
I don't think she was a pastor necessarily.
Oh, okay.
They used the title minister to minister or preach or whatever. And I don't even know if I'm saying that right. But they said she was ordained, so.
Interesting.
I'll leave that at that. So I can only assume that she maybe comforted people.
And that's good.
Ministering,
Yeah. I try to watch it at 9 o'clock. They used to have it at 6 o'clock on MeTV. That's when I can remember it. But at 9 o'clock, usually I'm winding down for bed and I keep forgetting to watch it. Sometimes it has a good episode. Sometimes like, turn it off. Just pray my last night prayers and go to bed, Yeah. It was hit and miss, Some episodes were a lot better than others. Some episodes were good. Some, whatever. Interesting, human interest stories, that kind of thing,
Yeah.
A lot of them, but there were some that were good. I mean, I'm not panning the show, folks. I enjoyed the show. I have a lot on videotape.
Anyway, so everybody already has seen it, but it was. I found it just worth watching.
It was. I just would have done it differently, of course, as I keep saying,
Well, I know. I mean, I probably would have tightened the screws if
I
could have gotten away with it.
Yeah.
Because if it ends up on TBN, which is nothing wrong with that, then the majority of people won't see it like how it was on CBS.
Good point.
This show was on CBS.
Good point. Prime time, for...
Yeah, and so I'm not picking on TBN or anything. It's just I think you're going to get a bigger audience with CBS.
Good point. Yeah.
TBN, so.
Yeah.
That's why I was impressed that they could get these messages about God on a major network.
Yeah.
For as long as they did, just food for thought.
Yeah, because Jesus of Nazareth, they presented the gospel, historical account of Jesus.
Was it on regular television? Though?
It was. It was on regular television. Aired, I think, 1976 on regular TV. On Holy Week. Yeah, just CBS or ABC or something like that.
Okay, so they only showed it like during the Easter time of the year.
It was just a mini-series.
Oh, I see.
It was just a 10-part mini-series.
And what was the name of Jesus of Nazareth?
Yeah, Jesus of Nazareth.
I don't think I've seen that.
Wonderful.
Okay.
And they would often show it for many years. They even showed it in the late 80s, during Holy Week or whatever, and it was very popular. So they would repeat it in reruns just every Holy Week, every year. And, the CBS special miniseries, 5-week or 6-week day event, Jesus of Nazareth, and it told the gospel story pretty much. At least the historical account. The historical account of Jesus. Like I said, from his birth, his preaching and healing ministry, and talking about the gospel, and then of course his death and resurrection, ascension to heaven.
All that in that
yes,
series,
for 10 episodes for 6 days.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. That's really good to know.
Yeah, maybe it was 5. No, 5 and 5 nights. If 2 hours each night. Yeah, that'd probably be like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
It's very good, and they also showed AD also as well. They had a wonderful movie called Peter and Paul.
I heard of it.
And that was good. I saw brief clips of it, but that was very good. That was a very good movie. Oh, I liked that one. That was also aired around 1983 or so, but that was very good. Mhm.
song. I don't know if you know it.
Nope.
El Shaddai is the name of that song.
One show I didn't like,
What's that?
Highway to Heaven. That
I
just
didn't
bored
care
me.
for that either, and I'm not trying to pick on Michael Landon.
I know.
That just wasn't for me.
It just bored me. I didn't get it. It was about an angel, but
I
it's
know,
like,
I didn't particularly care for that either, so I'm in agreement with you there.
yeah,
It just, it didn't work for me. It didn't seem to have the
yeah.
oomph like
Exactly.
Touched by an Angel, you know.
You know, someone who was of a fundamentalist sector, or a fundamentalist, I know, he said, you know, we were talking about Touched by an Angel, and he said, isn't that New Age? And I said, it's not New Age.
No, I don't think so.
I've seen that. There's nothing New Age about it. How
But
can
like we're talking about, everybody has their
Yeah.
convictions and so on, and I've learned in life, if something's wrong for them,
Yeah.
then for them it's wrong.
True.
So
Yeah.
instead of trying to debate them or
Mhm.
change their beliefs, just respect it.
Yeah.
And if you get in a situation where you have to not talk to them about it, just
Yeah.
say, look, I respectfully disagree. And
Yeah, yeah.
that's it, leave it alone.
Yeah.
That's all. Because there's so many different doctrines,
Oh, yeah.
interpretations, and all kinds of things. So that's what I've learned. Just, you know, just respectfully.
Yeah. Because as a Catholic, I do
Just do it
believe.
in love, you know.
As a Roman Catholic, I do believe in angels. I believe in guardian
Well, I believe
angel.
in
and-
angels. Well, I believe in angels too. I think that they protect
They do.
Christians, God's people,
They do. Yeah.
stuff like that.
I do believe each of us has a guardian angel. You know. And,
Well, I don't know if I'd go that far, but you never know. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, yeah, it could be true because I've had situations in my lifetime where things should have happened to me that didn't. I've had that happen.
yeah. Yeah, Catholics have always believed in guardian angels, and it's from the book of Acts. Remember when St. Peter was in prison, and an angel came and rescued him? Once he was brought to the Christian community, they said they'd been praying. They said it must be his angel.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's where the guardian
I
angel,
understand,
his
yeah.
angel, not just the angel of the community or an angel.
Well, I'm going to share.
his angel.
I'm going to share a true story. It's in my autobiography. You know, I have two moms. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
And I never had a relationship with my birth mother.
Uh-huh.
And it was a situation where, and I want to say this in love, she had disappeared
Mhm.
because she was not staying in
Mhm.
the house I grew up in. She had met this gentleman friend at the time, and she was staying
Uh-huh.
with him, and
Mhm.
they weren't married, but that's a different story.
Yeah.
But anyway, she had disappeared, right?
Mhm.
And nobody could find her. And everybody was asking me, Asaph, where's your mom? Where's your mom? I don't know, you know.
Mhm.
And so I went to the house where the gentleman friend of my mom at that time, they're not together now, this is
Mhm.
years ago, probably over 20 years ago or more. But anyway, she had let herself physically go. She might have been drinking too.
Mhm.
You know, people go on a drinking binge.
Oh, yeah.
And when I went to see her, she had blood and urine all over her body, literally. I don't know
Oh,
how that got there. But anyway, I said, Mom, I just came to check on you. She's like, go away, go away. Like, you're in anger? You know,
Yeah.
they tell you to go away.
Mhm.
I said, I'm not leaving until I find out if you're okay. So I had walked away from the house. And this is a true story. She opened the front door and she took this .357 Magnum and she pointed at me. She says, I got a gun. And she went, and she fired it. And I actually saw the flash,
Mhm.
you know, like a match, an oval-shaped
Yep.
match
Mhm.
come out of the gun. And the first thing I did was I went like this, and I didn't, you know, there was nothing, I obviously didn't get hit. And I got in my car at the time, and I just drove off, and I called the authorities, and they came and got her, and she had like some sort of a breakdown later, a few hours later, that sort of thing. But where I'm going with that story is, you know, I was talking about, that might have been something, I should have been killed that
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
Because I was standing like on the edge of the grass when she had opened that front door and shot that gun at me, and I saw the flash come out of the barrel. Now, I'm not going to say necessarily it wasn't a guardian angel, but it makes you wonder.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? Because I was not, it's not like I was across the street or anything. I was within range.
Mhm.
And I should have been killed that day, and I wasn't. And to this day, even though I'm almost 60 years old now, to this day I always wondered if God sent an angel hovering over me.
Oh, yeah.
Because usually when somebody shoots at you with a gun, you're not going to see the flash. I literally saw the flash, and it was, and to describe it, it looked like an oval shape, like you describe a match. You know how it has
Yeah.
that pear shape or whatever?
Yep.
That's a true story. That
Yeah.
actually happened. This happened about maybe 30 years ago by now. So
Yeah.
I was relatively young. And by all accounts, I should have been killed that day. Because she opened the front door and pointed that thing right at me. And there was nothing I could have done to get out of the way. And she fired that thing. And you know, after that incident, when she somewhat recovered, maybe a month or so later, she couldn't even look me in the eye. She felt so bad about taking that gun and shooting. I could have killed you, Asaph. I said, yeah, I know, you could have. And I said, I forgive you. I kissed her on the forehead and I walked away from her. She, you know, it didn't fix the relationship, but how she got in that state, I'll never know. But see what they did, I got subpoenaed. I had to go to court and tell, you know, the court what happened. And they were going to file attempted murder charges against my birth mother at first. But they decided not to file those charges, and what they did was they just wanted to get control of that gun, which they did, and they destroyed it to keep her from, you know, shooting at someone else, thinking it might be me or something, you know. But that's a true story. That actually happened to me. I saw. I mean, she literally pointed that gun at me. Not at an angle. I mean, it's like something like this, and I was probably from here to, say, you know, the length from this wall to the second wall outside that studio. I'd say that's how far I was. So I should have been killed that day, and for whatever reason, I didn't get hit. And where I'm going with that story is, you know, angels. I do believe they protect God's children.
Oh, absolutely.
And I had read. Did you read Billy Graham's book on angels?
No, I did not.
It's quite an interesting book. It just tells accounts of things that seemingly should have happened but didn't. You know, it's like the what was that prophet's name in the Old Testament? The one where he had a servant, and the servant was afraid because the armies were coming. And the prophet said, Lord, open his eyes. And so the Lord opens the servant's eyes, and he sees all these guardian angels surrounded the prophet. I think it was Isaiah, but don't quote me on that. You know, the prophet. And so the servant sees all these angels surrounded the place. And what a story. That's in the Old Testament. And I don't know my Old Testament that well, but that was one of the accounts. You know,
definitely. Well, I've had similar things. I've been almost killed many times, but, you know, I was almost killed by a drunk driver who tried to run me down because of my mohawk. And I even put this on my show, The Awful Truth About Society, but I should have been killed. He came up to the sidewalk to try and run me down. When I ran to the other side of the street, he took off, he broke one of his wheels, and even got on the paper. I was trying to run me down, and he swerved away, and he was from here. You know, this truck was from where I am to where this piano was, that close. And then finally he was arrested and charged in the whole thing, and it was horrible. But that must have been my guardian angels, several probably, I'm sure, and you know, because I should have been killed. You know, just he was a horrible man. He finally committed suicide. He was a terrible alcoholic and drug addict, and he was a sociopath. He went back to jail again because he had beaten up his girlfriend. And was put in jail because they had released him on his own recognizance. Then after that, I testified against him, but they put him on probation. They thought he was mentally ill. His public defender said he had mental health issues, alcohol issues, and in and out he went out of jail. Because thing is, the prosecutor told me, and I would keep up on contact with the prosecutor, say, you know, he's in and out because he goes to jail, he dries out, then he goes drinking again and screaming, and then he falls down and passes out. Then put him in jail again. He was in and out, and finally in jail for a very long time, then committed suicide. Alcohol and alcohol and
there's a lot of mental illness.
Oh yeah, there is.
Unfortunately, there is, and I don't know why that is.
I think they should have just locked him up in Warm Springs. You know, if he's a danger to himself and others, that's what they should have done. But I can't believe they put him on probation, but that's another story. But
yeah, I know. And sometimes things happen where it seems like it's not fair.
Yeah, it's not. I was very upset that they let him on probation.
But you know, that's life, though.
Yeah.
You know, so many injustices happen in this life. People get away with stuff they should never
Oh,
get
absolutely,
away with.
yeah.
People that do evil, and I was listening to Dr. David Jeremiah just this morning. People do evil and have comfortable lives.
Yeah.
And people that are serving God are just getting persecuted all
Oh,
the
yeah.
place, you know. But you know, there's hope.
Yeah.
because God's going to write everything.
Exactly. Do you want the last of the secret ingredient?
People don't realize that wrongs will be righted. If not in this life, in the next life.
Yeah.
So that gives me hope.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Let's throw that out. But just food for thought.
Yeah, definitely.
But I do believe in angels, and I do believe that God sends them as ministering spirits.
Exactly.
Says, I think,
Yeah.
As long as you don't try to communicate with them or worship them and things like that.
We don't worship them.
No, not you personally. I'm just saying as long people in general.
Well, we can pray to our guardian angels and to angels. We believe in the communion of saints. We do. We don't worship the saints, but we can pray to them because they're not just distant spirits, disembodied. It's not soul slave. They don't go to God. They go to Jesus Christ without injuring the mediator relationship of Jesus Christ between God and man. Just like if I ask you to pray
that's
for...
probably a doctrinal difference.
It is. It is.
But you know what? As far as when you and I pray, I think that's good. I don't think that's
Exactly.
But see, where I'm going with that is, to me, as long as you don't try to worship angels,
we don't
communicate, because even angels will tell you worship God alone.
Exactly. We can pray to our angels. Well, that praying is not worshiping.
No, I know, I understand, and that's another doctrinal difference there.
Exactly.
But see, the thing is, where I was going with that story is they do God's bidding, and stuff like that. And if an angel came into this room, the first thing it would probably say is "Fear not," and they would probably tell you worship God.
Exactly.
And they're just unseen creation that God created, but I do think they do protect.
Yeah. Some saints have conversed with their guardian angels, though. Saint Padre Pio did.
I don't believe in that, but I'm not going to dog on someone's belief that does. But it just makes you wonder. I mean, because like I told you, Billy Graham's book, he tells a lot of stories. One story he told in the, I heard Billy Graham, and not on television, but like writings. He tells this story about this missionary that was in China or something like someplace like that, and this wild boar just appeared seemingly out of nowhere. Yeah, and they have a reputation for killing things. And this wild boar was charging this missionary, and I don't know if the missionary began to pray or what, but right when that boar was within range, it just died all of a sudden. Just stories like that.
Yeah.
So it just makes you wonder.
Absolutely.
So just food for thought. But I think we'll see our angels one day, won't we?
Oh, we will,
We'll see them there, and they're going to be instrumental in Judgment Day too.
They will.
Separating.
They will. Yes.
Lost and things like that, So, but just food for thought.
Yeah.
But we're almost out of time. Just getting back to this.
Show.
Touched by an Angel here. It was a
very good show.
Clean show. And I don't think it caused people to go angel crazy.
No, it didn't.
It just had some positive messages, and things like that. So.
Oh yeah.
And I almost wish this show still aired on television, but 9 seasons. That's a long.
Besides,
time.
They could have run out of ideas too.
It's possible.
I
mean, you can't keep that up forever.
Right.
9 seasons for a religious show is quite a feat, if you think about it. So, just food for thought.
Yeah.
You got any final words? Because we're almost literally out of time.
I can't think of any, really.
Okay, well, I guess we'll just sign off here, but that's a beautiful backdrop.
It is.
And I'm glad you hung out with me today, and we could be touched by an angel.
Definitely.
And have you sitting up under the angels.
Wonderful, yes.
This is probably one of the most fun backdrops I think we've ever done.
Oh, yeah.
In all the years I've been doing this show. So isn't that cool? Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to think of a final thing. Just remember John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. Whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. That's something to look forward to.
Absolutely.
And on that note, I am Asaph Adonai, and I'm the host of Asaph Cafe, and immediately on my left, affectionately our aging rocker Emmett. So, you want to close this out, Emmett, with the Maranatha reading?
And anyway, until our next show, Maranatha.
Thanks, Emmett. just thought I'd let you close this out.
Wonderful.
Well, make yourself at home till I shut everything
All
down.
right.